A few days ago, I told you that I was working on a topic, and soon I'll break an exclusive news. Uh, the re-verification was underway when I contacted you. Then I could not host live chats. I was thinking of breaking that news in live chats. I couldn't host live chats. The topic was postponed. Now I have done all the work and I am in a position to break this news with you. There might be others who are speaking on this topic, but what I'm sharing with you is based on what I have learned through my sources, and I have done all the verification. Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed is working on a package of constitutional reforms. By Prime Minister, I mean Prime Minister's government. The Prime Minister's government has hired some eminent constitutional experts. The experts are working on amending the constitution. The amendments which are being worked on are very significant. Constitution of amendment happens, but when you make fundamental changes to constitution, for that you need to have backing of the parliament, because in the end the parliament will have to approve these amendments. When will the amendments be put to vote? Will this parliament approve the amendments or the next parliament? And how significant are the amendments which are being proposed? Well, what I have learned is that the Prime Minister's government is working on introducing presidential system in the country. It wants the country to shift from parliamentary democracy led by the Prime Minister to the system led by a president. Uh, Presidents have terms, 2 terms generally. If presidential system is introduced, it means the Ethiopian president will have 2 terms. But here, the a 10-year term is being proposed. That the president should have 10-year term. If he has 2 terms, he will serve for 20 years. This is what is being proposed in this package of constitutional reforms or amendments. Firstly, transition shift from this system to the presidential system. In presidential system, we know that president is very powerful. He is generally elected through direct vote, and once he becomes the president, then parliament becomes insignificant, you can say, to some extent. The president can appoint ministers. The ministers do not have to be members of parliament. He can appoint the prime minister too. And sometimes the prime minister does not have to be member of parliament too. So the president becomes very powerful, and parliament then loses its significance. Obviously, parliament can impeach the president. There is a procedure to impeach presidents, like we saw in the case of proceedings against American President Bill Clinton in the past. So parliament can impeach the president. Impeachment is not easy, by the way. So the Prime Minister's government wants to introduce the presidential system with 10-year term for the president. Abiy is hoping to be the president till 2045 or 2046, I think, if the new system is introduced. Secondly, the government Prosperity Party wants to dismantle ethnic federalism. Regional states formed along ethnic lines are going to be dissolved or renamed, you can say, and regional states are going to be formed on the basis of geography, not on the basis of ethnicity. So we could see change to the names of the regional states, and we could see change to their boundaries too, which is needed in some cases because all the Ethiopian regional states are involved in inter-regional state border disputes. Tigray, Amhara, Oromia, Somali, Benishangal, Gumuz, Amhara, then Sidama, Oromia, Somalia, Afar. All these regional states are involved in border disputes against each other. Yes, this issue should be solved, but I don't know what is the best way to solve it. So the second point is that the government wants to dismantle ethnic federalism. When this government came to power, obviously it came to power as a reaction to the ethnic federalism or to the lack of delivery by the system of ethnic federalism. It could not replace the system. Now it is working on this package of constitutional amendments to change ethnic federalism. Question, viewers, is when will this package of constitutional reforms be introduced? Before the election or after the election? I am not clear about it. If the Prime Minister is hopeful that he will easily secure a victory, he might introduce this package of constitutional reforms after the election. After the election, it will be possible for him to make big decisions, especially if his party gains majority. If he gets 5-year term as the Prime Minister, and then he amends the constitution and he introduces presidential system, he'll get 2 terms as the president. So he'll continue for 25 years in Ethiopia. Second possibility is that the system is introduced, the package is introduced this year or before the next election. Next election is due to take place hopefully next year by June. And NABE, National Election Board of Ethiopia, said a few days ago that so far the election schedule was according to the timeline by June 2026. If the government introduces these constitutional reforms before the next election, obviously the government will have to create consensus for that. The ruling party does have majority in the parliament. I think 2/3 majority is there with the Prosperity Party. PP can easily get all these reforms, amendments rather, to be approved at the houses, both houses of the parliament, House of Federation, House of Representatives. Both, I think, will vote jointly. If you want to amend the constitution, both houses of the parliament will have to vote. And PP is in a position to get 2/3 majority at a joint session of the parliament. But there is one point which we should make, and that is the opposition from regional governments, regional presidents. Because this system will definitely curtail the powers of regions. Regional presidents will have less powers. Regional parliaments will have less powers. Members of parliament will have less powers. Will they agree on the new presidential system, new system? Even some from PP could oppose this package of constitutional amendments. We'll have to wait to see. I think that in coming days, if the government wants to introduce this package of reforms this year or before the election, soon you will see government backed people talk about it. You will see prosperity party backed journalists, activists, analysts start talking about need for dismantling of ethnic federalism, need for introduction of new system of democracy, presidential system in the country. So coming months crucial, and if the government decides to introduce this new system before the election, election could be postponed for some time until the government is able to get the amendments approved by the both houses of the parliament, and then new date could be announced. So coming days, not coming days, coming months are crucial, I think. This government has hired some very prominent and eminent constitutional experts. They're working on it. They have not finalized it, but reportedly they are progressing fast. And soon they could complete the package. When will the package be introduced? That remains to be seen. Thanks for watching.